How much can World of Warcraft hurt me today? Let's find out together.
No.
Generations upon generations ago, we Haranir stalked the forests of the world above until we heard the call of our goddess.
Ah, they're getting the TLDR of the Haranir zone, got it. Of Honda.
Some left the forest behind, vanishing deep within the sacred hollows of the world.
Yeah, that's called the War Within. We've already done that.
Haranir remained above, and over time they changed, splintering apart as millennia passed, giving rise to mighty empires and terrible wars.
Wait.
Fought by those who had forgotten they had ever been one people at all. But here we are, together.
That's not subtle whatsoever!
And Haranir. We are all the descendants of one lineage.
They're not subtle about this at all.
In essence, one people. And now, we can be so once again.
Lies.
Yeah, I know, the writers came up with it like last Tuesday.
What do you, Haranir, know of my people's history? Our triumphs. Our suffering.
I understand this is difficult. If you are willing, I could show you proof. And perhaps a path forward.
Bro, this sounds like they're trying to convince the player base that this is the story.
No.
What the hell was that cutscene, dude?
Nice to see another familiar face here.
I like Kindero. Okay, unironically, that cutscene was not subtle. I saw people on Twitter be like, oh, maybe we're misinterpreting the cutscene, and it's not actually that the Haranir are like the common descendant of trolls and elves. That cutscene wasn't subtle, that's just what it said. They could be doing an unreliable narrator bit, and the Haranir are just wrong about this. Like, they could be going in that direction, in which case, the actual worst race they've ever added to the game. There's like no good outcome of doing this. It's either the Haranir are wrong, and we're basically just wasting our time with the most uninteresting race of people that just either do nothing or are just wrong about everything, or we're taking the most uninteresting race they've ever added into World of Warcraft and Warcraft overall, and then just making them like one of the most important for some reason out of nowhere. There's no good outcome to this. It's just a different flavor of terrible writing. That cutscene wasn't subtle at all. We are descendants of one lineage, shows the Haranir evolving into trolls and elves. It wasn't just speculated that elves and trolls came from a common ancestor. The common ancestor were like dark trolls that were too close to the Well of Eternity. Like, that was the story up to this point. They just threw in the Haranir at this point and retconned all of that, unless the Haranir again are just wrong about this, in which case, the fuck are we doing? Like, the cutscene itself, the visual presentation of it was fine. I kind of liked the artistic styling of the cutscene. It's just the contents of the cutscene are so stupid. What Shadowlands was for the Realm of Death and for the various mythologies of World of Warcraft, and for Arthas, Midnight is for the elves and trolls. I don't know why they can't like just stop doing this. I'm not sure how the Haranir fit into things. The old story was that it was like the dark trolls, that the trolls were one of the first races on Azeroth, and you had a subset of those trolls that lived or wandered too close to the Well of Eternity at the center of like Azeroth, this giant font of magic, and they mutated and evolved over time into the various elves. Like, they went night elves, then it went high elves, etc, 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 right? But now, instead of having like the trolls be the precursor for everything, now it's like the Haranir, and from the Haranir, they branched off into elves and trolls. I don't know why we're completely about facing the entire backstory of this game.
No.
The Zendalari Empire has the oldest libraries. We knew of the Dark Trolls, the earliest days of the Night Elves, and the Mogu. How could we not have heard of this? Because they came up with the story last Tuesday, Talanji. To think we'd have such a gap in our history. No, we must know more. We must have proof. Like I said, there's like no good outcome of this. It's like either we're shoehorning the Haranir in to make them important, or they're wrong and we're just dealing with the most incompetent race WoW's ever added into the game. We have joined together to protect Azeroth. Is that not enough? Must we be asked to forgive every sin in the name of brotherhood? Good line. These Haranir have lived alone. They do not know what it means to share a world. They don't understand what we have been through. They haven't played classic WoW. Or for them, TBC, they can't just tell us we are now one people with the Amani. The Haranir have done us a great service, but this is too much. I will not accept this. I mean, I kind of like their reactions to this information was just like, so you thought this would bring world peace, huh? Uh-huh. So the part where we stabbed each other's eyes out, you thought that'd be like water under the bridge? Uh-huh. You did? Oh, okay. You saw a cartoon at some point. Uh-huh. What else? Where'd you get this information, actually? Cave painting, huh? So we're just rolling with it, huh? Okay, just want to make sure. One people, because long ago the Haranir were a family, Vin Diesel. Do you know who my family is? Lyrisa, Virath, Lyroth, and every other Windrunner who fell to Amani blades. Skill issue. The existence of some distant relations cannot undo the spilling of Windrunner blood. My blood. The Haranir have hidden from the world for far too long if they think this will change things. I mean, I like how these characters are reacting to this. It feels like them trying to make sure and be like, don't worry guys, we're not gonna go for like the we're all a World of Warcraft family, huzzah.
It was about coming together as a family.
These people still don't like each other, please trust us. We'll have faction tension at some point, believe us.
No.
That's what it feels like when you go back and change established pillars of the franchise for the most cheap shock value. It feels like active malice for everything that came before, even if it isn't. Even if there is like some kind of love and respect that's just like not coming through. That's how it comes off to me. Like active malice for everything WoW like used to be. I know that sounds harsh, but the story is becoming so bad in the World Soul Saga, and they're doing irreparable harm to these main elements and central pillars of the game's world and story. That's how it feels. Hurts me the most is I remember in Legion the Blood Elves making fun of the Night Elves having troll ancestors. It was common knowledge. Yeah, it was like also the Zendalari. Like Talanji was like, we have records of like the Dark Trolls, like in our libraries. It's like, we have this history. What's going on here? Again, it's like, it's either the Haranir are just wrong, in which case, what are we doing like actually with these people? Or turns out everyone else was wrong, and these people that feel like they were brought into existence last Tuesday are suddenly the most like important part of the lore for like giant swaths of it. I don't know what part about this is supposed to be compelling or make me fall in love with the story and make me want to consume even more of it. I don't know what the goal here is, outside of like a selfish desire to rewrite World of Warcraft to put their own like name and stamp on it. That's the only thing I can come up with. It's not just a problem of execution, it's a big part of it, but like conceptually it's also bad. It's a problem of ideas and execution. Every point in this developmental chain and writing chain for WoW lore is flawed.
No. Do not need Ulatek's power, Shanboy. We have Zul'jan, the Hashed to protect us. And when the Loa abandon us again, we cannot rely on them.
I mean, he has a point. That's kind of the annoying bit with like Zul'jan's story and knowing where it's gonna go. He has a point here. Sure, there's nothing wrong with a good tragedy, but like, when we've been fiending for even a somewhat like interesting character, knowing what they're just gonna do with him is annoying. Oh god, here we go. Cutscene!
Ah, I found it. This must be the key to... Zul'jan! This is dark magic! Let it go! No! With this power, we need no law, no Hashed! Nephew! Look out!
Alright, good going, Zul'jan. Thanks for that.
Uncle! Uncle!
Don't tell me they killed Kindaru as
Dead,
Don't-
Zul'jan.
They killed Kindaru as well?
No. No.
I liked him, dude.
Tragic.
A lifetime of devotion to his lore. Yet where were they when he breathed his last breath? Sadly, this is the fate of our people. Zul'jan and I, we tried to change it. You knew my grandfather? Then you must be... Malacrass. And I need your help, Zul'jan.
Alright, that could be cool.
To secure our people's future, free of the lore's empty promises. To finish what your grandfather and I started. What about my sister? The lore have her completely in their grasp. When she sees our uncle, take the key, Zul'jan.
Don't think about that stuff, grab it.
When you have claimed Ulatek's power, I assure you, she will understand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So they turned the interesting dude into a villain, and the fun uncle that I really liked, they also killed. I don't want to be right about this, but I keep being proven right.
Zul'jara is at the lower shrine, attending to Kinduru.
Oh, maybe Kinduru's fine. Hold on, there's hope. Maybe Malacrass was lying to him.
What would we do without you, Uncle?
Never mind, okay. I had hope for 2 seconds there.
Zul'jan is adult, but he is my brother, and the only family I have left.
Yeah, well, for now. Wait for a lead on Zul'jan's whereabouts. Wait for patch 12.1.
No.
The annoying bit about all of this is how predictable it is. I don't know if predictable is the right word. You could argue maybe it's unpredictable because what they're doing is so predictable that I didn't believe that this was going to be the story they pursued, because it felt so predictable to me that it felt like it had to be a bait and switch. Like, okay, we're gonna make you think this is the obvious play here, but we're gonna do something else, and they're just doing the obvious thing, but they're acting like it comes out of nowhere. Zul'jan and the Amani had so much potential in Midnight, man. They had so much potential, and they're just squandering all of it because they feel compelled to force feed the Haranir and Harandar into all of this. I don't get why they're so obsessed with them. They're so out of place and just off-putting when put into this role. If they were just like the missing link, not like the common ancestor, but like a missing link between dark trolls and night elves that just happened to go underground and loved the roots, that could have been fine, but that's not what they're doing with them. They feel the need to write over established chunks and swaths of the lore in service of borderline fanfic. All the while, they continue all the writing issues that I've been talking about throughout Midnight, and they're just continuing them. And it annoys me because there's like snippets, moments where I'm like, this could be good. That cutscene of like Malacrass revealing himself and Zul'jan looking at Kinduru's dead body. Like in a vacuum, that's compelling, but in context of the entire story and all these plot beats and these characters, it's predictable, tropey in a bad way, and makes me less interested in the future of the Amani, the future of this entire corner of Azeroth, which used to be one of my favorites. As Midnight and the World Soul saga goes on, I become far less interested in the future of Warcraft. Maybe they are building up to some kind of big reset. This is not how you do it. You're making me care less about the state of the world for when we do the reset. My biggest hope at this point is that there's a different group of writers they have on deck for like Classic Plus. And for those of us who want that original tone and atmosphere and feel of what World of Warcraft used to be, Classic Plus, when we get around to that, will provide us with that. The Haranir feels like somebody's like OC race that they're just shoehorning into this game. It's just bad. It's not compelling. It makes the world less interesting. And the worst bit of it is that there's some good execution here, where you're like, oh, they can tell a compelling story if they really want to, and in these small moments, these cutscenes look really impressive. But everything connecting them is just badly told, badly written, badly paced, and then you just break the flow of everything, even worse, by having us do a Mysara Caverns run for some reason. I'm pretty sure my fanfic drafts are better. I mean, I've read ReZero fanfic that's far more compelling. I feel like the more I think about it, the more calling like modern WoW writing fanfic does a disservice to fanfic, because fanfic still comes from fans, from people that have a deep love and passion for the product, for the world, for the characters. That's just not what modern WoW writing feels like. It feels like they're actively embarrassed by what came before and like they're above it. They're snooty about it. That's what it comes off to me. That they're snooty of the tone, atmosphere, and feel of what used to be in World of Warcraft, and they're trying to bastardize everything that's connected to that old feel, that old world, and transmogrify it into this lame, sterile, bland, homogenous slop. I have made numerous videos since like Midnight came out about the biggest writing issues that Blizzard have when it comes to World of Warcraft. As this expansion goes on and as they continue to tell this story, all of those points just become reinforced and gain more examples. It's mind-blowing to me. There's a willfulness about it. I mean, there were a couple of highlights. I liked the reactions a lot of the characters had to the information that the Haranir presented, right? Like, that was good. I like the fact they remembered Zappy Boy exists. I like that guy. He was cool back in BFA. I don't know why they just put him on ice for so long, but I'm glad he's back to some degree. I'm glad we're doing something with Retcon. It's like, there's so much potential to do good stuff here. They just don't do it. Or they like tease you saying, we could do it, but we're not going to. Or when they try to do something cool with it, it's over in like 2 seconds and doesn't go anywhere.